When I first came here to the refuge, in addition to the forest management aspects of my position, we had a senior biologist here, Red-cockaded, who was primarily working on managing the impoundments and waterfowl management. So I got the forest management end of things. Also got involved in endangered species work. This threatened endangered species. We were doing osprey surveys back then. Also got involved in red-cockaded woodpecker management. We had just a few woodpeckers on the refuge at that time. They were listed actually back in 1970 before the Endangered Species Act. In '73 they officially got listed when the Endangered Species Act was created. And we really hadn't been doing much here on the St. Mark's Refuge for red-cockaded woodpeckers. We just had a few around. We were kind of overestimating what we had. So when I got involved trying to figure out what we had here, we started banding red-cockaded woodpeckers back in 1981. First started color banding then, and well, we've been really color banding ever since. The population got pretty small, down to 3 males on the refuge in 1984. It looked like we were getting ready to completely have them disappear on the refuge. So I did some work with translocation, some of the first translocation work that's ever been done with red-cockaded woodpeckers. We moved some adults from St. Joe Paper Company lands north of the refuge where they were being clear-cut all around their habitat, so they were left with maybe 5 acres of trees left, which wasn't enough to sustain them. So I started moving a couple of pairs of adults here in 1984, got one of the females to stay and kind of turn around our population while the young she was producing. So we moved forward then. I moved an additional male in 1985, and then basically turned this population around. We didn't do much else on moving adults. There are certainly some issues with that occurred over time, so they weren't as successful as we thought. So we slowly just kind of kept working on the habitat, trying to improve it. Back in the early 90s, the new techniques of creating artificial cavities was being developed. The drilling cavities or putting in insert boxes, so we started doing that in the early 90s, and then actually got back into translocating juvenile birds. It was developed in the early 90s to start doing the translocations, so we started that as well and really built up the population. Really took off when they finally gave me some help. Red-cockaded, who was doing the impoundments, retired in 1990, so I was basically doing everything until 1998. I hired Mike Keys, finally got some money for that position, and let him really take off with the woodpecker program, and we built it up. Our goal's always been 71 active groups on the refuge, and right now I'm happy to say we're up at about 60-61 right now, and we've been doing very well building that population up. We built up the Panacea unit where the woodpeckers were, and then in 2015 we moved over to the St. Mark's unit and started developing a population over there for the first time, and that's really taken off. So I'm really proud of what we've done in the red-cockaded woodpecker program, and I see us doing well down the road as well.